Hey guys, what's up? It's Alec. Welcome back to an episode of Ask Alec, where I take your questions and answer them here in short videos. This one comes from Crossy20 on Instagram. If you guys don't follow Alec Torelli on Insta, I don't even know what's going on. Anyway, hit me up there. I connect with a lot of you guys on DM. If you want to chat with me, that's a great way to get a hold of me. Anyway, he says, I love your analysis on hands. Mate, I'm trying to improve my game, but I just can't find the time to balance it right with work and life itself. I have the knowledge and desire to improve. I just don't know where to start. I'm a fairly decent tournament player at times. Should I look at entering higher stakes tournaments ranging from, he says 30 pounds plus? I guess he plays small stakes tournaments online, as opposed to smaller ones where I feel the players aren't bluffable. Thanks for your time. Or he says, should I just invest online and study in the online courses? So, Crossy, what's up, my man? This is a great question. First, I'm gonna address a few different things in this video. Starting off with the idea that small stakes tournaments or small stakes cash games somehow are harder to beat, which I feel like is what you're implying, because the players aren't bluffable. We gotta stop and take a step back as a community and just say, hold on a second. If the players aren't bluffable, it means they're never folding. It means that if I just adjust and value bet when I have strong hands and I play better, stronger hands, I play stronger ranges than my opponents, I'm gonna show a massive profit. I already know what the fuck everybody's doing wrong, right? It's super obvious to me. Nobody folds. This is the problem. This is the area that I could exploit, bitches. If that's what's happening, then why don't I just adjust my game and maximize my return against those players by playing this style? So this is a misconception in poker. I have so many people coming to me, sending me hands like, how do I play 2-5 no limit? I raise and everybody calls, what do I do? It's like, don't bluff and raise with strong hands. Don't c-bet when you have shit. C-bet when you have the nuts, right? It's straightforward. Yes, you're gonna be exploitable. Yes, you're gonna be unbalanced. Yes, God forbid, good players are gonna observe your strategy. But who cares? You're crushing the bad players that aren't observant of your strategy. So this is the first misconception, my man. I'm giving you some tough love because I love you and I want you to improve. But don't fall into this trap in thinking that somehow because the games they play differently that you can't win money. Your win rate is going to be much higher against worse players. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. You're gonna win more money when players are playing bad poker, which is what's happening at smaller stakes. Markets are very efficient. And if you move up in stakes, there's going to be more and more efficiency in the game. In other words, players are going to play better. They're going to have stronger ranges. They're going to have a better understanding of poker. They're going to have stronger fundamentals. They're going to be more balanced. They're going to be harder to exploit. So you're going to naturally win the most amount of money when the games are smaller. Now, this is barring any rake considerations, so we're not going to get into that. But just in general, and talking about the skill level of the games, your ROI, your return on investment, your profitability, your hourly rate, your big blinds per 100, whatever you want to call it, is going to be the highest when there's the most amount of fish. End of story, punto. All right, so now, as far as what you should do, that depends a little bit on your bankroll. And while that's a little bit outside the scope of this video, I just want to address quickly that what you should be doing is contingent on multiple factors. Number one is, what is your bankroll? In other words, can you afford to play higher stakes? How good are you? That's another question you want to ask yourself. Are you good enough to compete in these games? And can you move up in stakes? What's going to happen if you lose all your poker money? Are you going to replenish your bankroll because of your high-paying job? Or are you going to be bust and never give yourself a chance to play poker again? These bankroll and lifestyle considerations are things you should be asking yourself when deciding whether or not to move up in stakes. As far as studying, it says you have the knowledge and the desire to improve, you just don't know where to start. So I've made other videos on my channel about the best way to study poker. That's a video you can look up. I think it's called The Best Way to Study Poker. And that is my 80-20 approach to studying poker. It's an exercise I go through with a lot of my clients, the people that I coach one-on-one or in my workshops or in some of my courses. I go into those things in more depth in our pro membership program, for example, at Conscious Poker. But you don't have to join our membership program or take a course to improve. What you could do is simply do the exercise that I share with you guys on this channel, and that's basically just going through using a poker equity calculator. It's an awesome program that you can use that'll really help you understand better what your range of your opponent's hands are. In other words, what types of hands are your opponents playing, and how you should play your hand against their hands based on how strong or weak their range is. You're basically going into the lab. So if you want to study chess, you enter the position you're in into a chess simulator, and the program tells you what's the best next move, and you can explore different moves, and it gives you the EV, or the expectation of different moves, and it tells you which one is better and why, and then it also goes down the game tree and tells you, what moves you should do after that. But that's sort of similar to what this poker program does. It's not the most advanced on the market. There are other programs out there that could do more advanced, really in-depth things, but for 97% of you guys watching this video, it's just not necessary. Those are things that even some of the pros that I know that beat the highest stakes don't do. So yes, if you really want that top 1% growth in your career, you should be doing those things. But just like most things in life, the 80-20 principle, or sometimes I think it's more close to 90-10 in practice, is the best way to go. In other words, what 10 or 20% of the activities give you 80 or 90% of the results? What's the one or two things you can do that are going to give you the highest benefit and ROI on your time? I know you guys are busy. You have jobs, you have kids, you have families, you have things that you're doing outside of poker. You're not going to spend 2-3 hours a day studying poker plus playing and all this stuff. Most people don't even want to reach a world-class level in terms of talent. They just want to be better. They want to beat their local games. They want to be able to crush the casino or their home games or whatever it is, or even travel and play a little bit of poker. And those things can be done using a poker equity calculator or using a basic exercise like I go over in the video, the best way to study poker. So that's the best thing I would recommend to do. And then if you like that, you can check out some of our free content at Conscious Poker. We have great free content on our blog. I've written almost all of it. I've written all of it actually myself, and it's great. There's like 10 to 15 page blogs on individual subjects like cash games or tournaments or poker variants or bankroll management or push fold charts. There are free downloads you guys can get access to, like our pre-flop charts tell you which hands to play in which position, or my hand reading system, which tells you how I go through making decisions at the poker table in a step-by-step basis and put my opponents on ranges in every situation. And that's all free content. You could get so much out of it if you go through the content and actually apply it and not just read it. And then if you really like that, I would say, graduate up to a membership program. I believe we have one of the best ones, if not the best one on the market at Conscious Poker. We offer weekly videos, strategy videos. We have a private Slack and Facebook group that's moderated by myself, where I'm always in there answering comments, and a Conscious Poker coach. And then we have a monthly group coaching call where literally everyone in the pro membership program gets on the phone and will join me for a group coaching call, and I'll go over their hands with them in real time and then answer any questions. That's all there for $49 a month. So there's so many things you could do that are either free or cost very little money. If you're playing poker and you want to invest $50 a month, if you make one good decision, you're going to pay for that money, and that money's going to pay itself back. So things like that I feel like are a no-brainer for those of you that are definitely looking to improve your game. And there's just so many things you could do that fall into that category. So I would say start with the free stuff, go up from there. If you like it, if you're ready for that next level, you want to kickstart your journey, jump into our pro membership. That's great content, and really find what works for you. The last part of this advice I would say is that you have to kind of know what format you learn best in. Some people learn from reading. Some people learn from watching videos. I personally believe video is like the best medium. It's where I think I'm the best at creating content. I love being in front of a camera, and it comes naturally to me, and I feel like people respond well to my videos. So we went all in on that on our pro membership. It's all video content. It's like monthly group coaching in video format and video training. But there's books too. Some people like reading. So if you figure out what format you learn best in, you can expedite your learning and your growth curve by going all in on that format. So you should really try and figure out what works best for you. Do you like doing exercises? Do you like doing worksheets? Do you like reading? Do you like video? Do you like collaborating? Do you want to be coached? Do you want to have like a workshop? Like, where are you going to learn best? And then seek out those opportunities to improve your game. But basically, you want to be spending even if you spend 20 minutes a day studying poker, like let's say, I always tell this to my clients, like you're gonna play an 8-hour poker session. Instead of playing 8 hours, play 7.5 and come home and give me 30 minutes of time running through an exercise or two. Pick your top 3 most interesting hands. Just start. One simple thing you could do is take a notepad on your phone and take a notepad on your phone and just start by writing down your hands. Like I open pre-flop, under the gun, villain calls, button, flop, jack 10-4, I bet, he calls. Like, look at how fast I typed that out. I could do that in between hands and then come home and go over all that information using poker programs, or just studying it, or talking to friends about it, or posting it in our forums, like posting it on YouTube, posting it in the comments on this channel, like asking people for feedback and help. We have a great community. There's great communities online in other places that will help you for free, that will give you guys feedback on your game. So that's another thing you can do. But just spending that 30 minutes and actively, flipping the switch in your head of saying, I'm going to just passively go through the actions of playing poker versus I'm going to take my game to the next level through studying and actually want to improve my game. That mental switch is going to prompt you to do basic activities that are going to give you a massive ROI for that minimal amount of time you're spending. And whether it's with my clients, my students, or people on YouTube, or anyone I'm helping improve their game, my thing is always, how can I do the least amount to get the most? What's the minimum effective dose, right? What's like the 1 or 2 things I can do that are gonna give me the highest ROI? So I hope you got some value out of this video. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel up here. Click that little subscribe button. That lets me know that I'm producing awesome content for you so I can make even more of these videos, whether it's Ask Alec or Hand of the Day. Like this video as well. That's a great compliment. I would greatly appreciate that. And leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. If you have questions, shoot them over to alectorelli.com/askalec. alectorelli.com/askalec. I'll pick the best ones and review them in future videos. Much love, everybody. You guys are awesome. My heart to yours. Thanks for watching.